welcome to the Bible Toolbox, where we seek to help you enjoy the Bible through the tools that scholars and programmers have created for you. And in this series, I'm joined with Chris Gow,
Hello.
and we are going to go book by book through the New Testament and look at the Bible Project videos. So we're doing a book by book review of the Bible Project. But before we launch in, I'm Luke Kieser. I'm a PhD student at Trinity Evangelical Divinity School. Um, I'm focused on the New Testament and especially the book of Hebrews. And then, Chris, you
Yeah,
want to introduce
I'm
yourself?
I'm Chris Gow. I'm a PhD student at Wheaton College, and I'm also a New Testament scholar, and focusing on the Gospel of John. So we're definitely going to have a New Testament bias here, obviously. I guess, yeah, we're going book by book in the New Testament anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And so why are we just doing the New Testament? Um, well, so both Chris and I are preparing for our comprehensive exams, which just means like we have to know the scholarship on the New Testament, what studies have been done over the centuries, what kind of conversations are going on now. And so we were trying to think of a way that we could study for these exams. And this is the idea that we came up with that we thought you might enjoy as well. So we're gonna take the Bible Project videos and just give a deeper look of um, yeah, what scholars are talking about the book, and maybe giving deeper insights. So yeah, the second one there, giving a deeper look at the Bible Project insights. So bringing in the scholarship that we're reading in our studies, and helping it to illuminate what the Bible Project is pointing out. Yeah, did you want to add anything, Chris?
um, no, I think that's a fair intro. I think one realization we've had is just that for this comps preparation, we have to read a lot of stuff and a lot of stuff that's even like outside of our area of expertise. And a lot of it's great, but it's stuff that most Christians never get to read. And so part of the impetus, part of the heart behind these videos is to share great scholarship that's
Hmm.
often passed over or missed by the average Christian in a church.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the third one here is I said to exemplify how to critique something you love.
Hmm.
So we are going to critique points here and there on the Bible Project videos, and that isn't because like we hate the Bible Project and we want to tear it down, or we think we're better than the Bible Project, or anything like that. But Tim Mackey is a scholar. In scholarship, you offer conclusions, ideas for peer review and critique, and there's nothing malicious about it. It's just for constructive benefit uh, for both of us. So um, yeah, so hopefully we can exemplify a graceful, loving, charitable attitude
Yeah.
that's also
Yeah,
just yeah.
and that's worth underlining that like most of the content they put out is awesome and super helpful and spot on theologically. And so we're not going to have major, these aren't like expose takedown type videos, obviously. We'll be highlighting points where scholars disagree or we think that there's a theme where in their very short video, they don't uh, give enough attention to something that we think is really cool or so something like that. It's more minor, but also pointing out important things that are necessarily cut when you're trying to make a video that's only 10 minutes and summarizes an entire book of the Bible. So
Yeah, yeah. And kind of adding to that, we know the Bible Project has, podcasts and other videos on these books that we haven't necessarily watched or listened to.
yeah, that's
So
true.
they might cover things in other videos. We're just focusing on their overview videos that they put out on each book. And so, okay, here's just a list of some of the resources that you might use that we're possibly using to make our videos. So two introductions that are pretty standard, good. They'll give you an overview of every book of the New Testament. The first one is by Carson and Moo, An Introduction to the New Testament. Really good overview of every book of the Bible. And the second one is by N.T. Wright and Michael Bird, The New Testament and Its World. This one has a little more background information or
Mhm.
introductory um, comments before it gets to the book by book introduction, but it's still a robust summary of what the New Testament teaches.
Yeah, and
So
I'll just add, I think for a lot of Christians, that's what you're missing in terms of the next level of New Testament studies, is that background stuff, the history that situates the New Testament in its context. So that book's super helpful for Christians who have grown up in
mhm,
church and know the Bible really well, but maybe not familiar with the conversations, the background that lead to the New Testament's production.
yeah. And then a book that has recently come out, edited by Scott McKnight and E.J. Gupta, is The State of New Testament Studies. This is just a standard comprehensive exam book list for New Testament students.
Hmm.
We're trying to get a handle of what has New Testament studies been talking about, and this book is meant to update students on where the conversation is at. So we'll be looking at this book um, quite a bit. And then over here on the right, I just grouped. If you want more information about commentaries, my wife and I have a video on Bible commentaries that you can go and watch. But the Word Biblical Commentary, the Hermeneia Commentary series, and the New International Commentary in the New Testament are just three examples of technical commentaries that are going to give you all this like historical background, structure of the book, main themes, discussions by scholars, debates, contentious points, like all of those things.
Hmm.
These commentaries will cover in an introduction before the commentary. So those are also good places to go. If you have a theological library nearby, you can pull one of these off the shelf. They're often pretty expensive, but
Yeah, if you don't, they're $90 a piece. So
yeah. Okay, so that's our intro. We'll jump into the book of Matthew here now.